we are so blessed to be here.
Oh, yeah.
And we're so entitled.
Yeah. Well, it's the microwave society, too. If we can't get it now, then what good is it?
And it's with everything. It's not even with things. It's not even just getting things now. It's if I don't get my way now.
Right.
If I don't get what I should. This morning I was thinking about how many people want an income that satisfies their lifestyle, not their work ethic.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what we're living in. People want to get paid for the lifestyle that they want, not the work that they're willing to put in to get it.
Right.
Hey, I'm Armando Leduc, producer, film actor, and owner of Leduc Entertainment. I've chosen a life off the beaten path and wanted to find others that are doing the same. Spaghetti on the Wall is a show based on all of the years that I've thrown spaghetti on the wall and nurtured what stuck. We will share fun stories, ideas, tips, tricks, and more. Welcome to Spaghetti on the Wall.
Dude, I saw a, hey, welcome to Spaghetti on the Wall. I'm just going to pop right in because I saw a picture. I don't know if you guys have seen it on Facebook. It was all of these guitar players with like the stink faces, but they replaced the guitar with slugs.
Yes, I have seen that.
And they're like, and it's like a huge slug. It's pretty funny. Ladies and gentlemen, our boy from high school that has done extremely well for himself, Louis Scott, or Luis Scott. Some people call him Louis Scott.
I've told this story before. In Puerto Rico, I was known as Luis.
Right.
And then I moved to Georgia, and they called me Louis. And then I went to college, they called me Luis. So I settled on introducing myself as Luis. But people still call me Louis.
Yeah, I still call you Louis.
Yeah,
and
see,
what's funny
I hear Armando call you that, but I hear like employees call you Luis, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
what to call
that's my stage name.
Yeah,
I go professionally by Luis.
But your parents even so I shot the legacy video for them, and they go back and forth
because they're more accustomed to calling me Raulín.
Ah,
so they just refer to me as what they think other people refer to me as. So when they say my name, they'll say Louis.
Right.
But if they think that somebody refers to me as Luis, they'll call me Luis. So they call me like both things. So like I'm just confused, man.
Yeah, you are confused.
But you know what I did is just for my own personal benefit. I just always introduce myself as Luis, and then I know 50% of the people are still going to call me Louis, but it's fine. That way I don't have to be like, I'm going to say Luis, I'm going to say Louis,
Right. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Well, that's good. I mean, it's good to have two names.
Yeah.
And you have a middle name.
That's right.
What's your middle name?
Raul. Yeah.
Right.
Raul,
So you have like three names.
I have three names. No, but then my parents call me Raulín. My trainer calls me Lou. So I mean, it's like I'm all over the place.
You're all over the place. That's good though. That's good. It's good to be. What do they call that? Fluid.
Fluid. Yes.
Good to be fluid. So, can you tell us about your spaghetti on the wall moment? And what I mean by your spaghetti on the wall moment is, is this show's all about throwing spaghetti out the wall and see what stuck.
Yeah.
And we want to kind of find out about your moment where you threw something at the wall and you saw it stick and you were like, that's where I'm gonna go.
I actually don't know if you know this, but I've like done 10 businesses and failed in 10 businesses.
No, I didn't.
All kinds of things, and so I have a perfect spaghetti on the wall moment, and that was the moment that I realized that I was made for more of a brick and mortar type of business, not an online business, because most of those businesses that I was starting were online.
Right.
So I started an auction site that failed. I started a political news aggregator site where I would aggregate political commentary from different websites, and that failed. Nobody was coming. I remember watching.
Why? But why though?
Why would I start that
though? Yeah. What?
I was just doing. I saw other things. Yeah, I remember seeing the Huffington Post. It was an online paper.
Sure.
And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna aggregate, stuff. But it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Like you need funding and then I did an online nutritional supplement company, and then I did an online beverage company, and then I was doing all these online.
Was this all before you were an attorney, or
all before I was an attorney?
Yeah.
So like everything was like just essentially I was just trying to figure out a way to make money while I had a job. Like one of the interesting things about today's entrepreneurs is that they just go out with no backup plan. And I know they say you can't have a plan B. Like that sounds real sexy and everything, but like I had a family, so I couldn't just like abandon everything. So I was looking for things that allowed me to still have my day job and work at night, because I was like, I was not scared of hard work. So I just was like, I'm going to work at night and work until 2 a.m, which is what I did a lot of times, trying to get these sites up and some of these other businesses, but they just would not work for whatever reason. But the cool thing is I was like learning things. Like I was learning things along the way, which eventually helped me in a brick and mortar business, which ended up being the law firm.
And so that was the moment that you decided that law was the thing. Like, what was that moment?
Right around. So I didn't go to law school until I was 26, 27. I took 2.5 years off between undergrad and law school, but I had been trying businesses since I was 21. And so around 26, 27, I was like, I've been doing this for 5 years, which now looking back is not really a lot of time to put into as an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
But I had been doing it for 5 years. Everything was failing. I had lost probably $60,000 in all these investments over time, over 5 years. That's not a lot of money over 5 years. But I had no savings. I'm 26 years old. And I was just like, I'm just going to go to law school. I work at a law firm. Let me go to law school and see how this works out. And it ended up working out.
At what point do you abandon ship?
I think you abandon ship when you realize you don't love what you're trying to do. I think a lot of people try to force entrepreneurship, but they don't love it. Like if you are not in love with the craft that you're selling, you're not going to be successful. And if you are successful, you're going to hate it. And so for me, if I didn't love the auction site, I didn't love the political aggregator side, I didn't love the nutritional supplement side. Like I didn't love it.
Right.
I was doing it for money. So when you realize that it's not going to work out and you don't love it, why grind through that?
So at that point you go, I see it's not really working, because you that's the barometer, is the love of it, because like, sometimes doing something that you love sucks, right?
Well, no, the barometer for staying in a business that's failing is that you have to love it.
Okay.
Have you ever heard that saying? A lot of people say, do what you love and the money will follow. Do you believe it? Do you believe that to be true?
I believe that a lot of people do what they love and are terrible at marketing what they love. so the money doesn't follow. I don't think it's like do what you love and the natural consequence is it will follow. I think it's do what you love, but then take extreme risk, work really hard to tell people about what you love. Have a lot of painful nights and a lot of nights where you doubt yourself, and then the money will follow. I think there's a lot. It reminds me of when I started the consulting business. And I started the consulting business. For the first 8 months, I only had like 1 or 2 clients. For 8 months, but I loved it. I was making literally no money, like for 8 months, and I was charging like a ridiculously low rate. So for 8 months, I'm doing what I love. But then I started telling people about it. I got one of them to film a testimonial, and now we're over 25 clients. And that was like 8 months later. So for the first 8 months, I had 2, and then the second 8 months, I have 25.
Right.
So
that's
follow.
quick growth, though.
Yeah, it is. Well, the consulting business, I consult people on how to grow their business. So I was just implementing what I was teaching. And it's amazing if you just implement what you teach, it works.
Right. So let's get into that, because that's kind of fun to talk about. And I also am a client of 8-figure firm.
Yeah.
So
you're not just the president, you're also a client.
Correct, I am. So when you are putting it together, you can't really say that it's just one thing that creates the success, right?
When you're putting your business together?
Correct. Well, the things that you teach, it's a whole system.
Because everybody's in a different space, mental space, a different space with their business. So it is an entire system, and we're trying to catch you wherever you are. Like some people have client generation issues, some people have sales issues, some people have production issues, some people have people issues, some people, they are the issue. So like you have to like work with those guys, So yeah, it's not one thing that you do. It's a series of things, but it also requires the person doing it, which is what I have found. I've had I think 2 or 3 clients who have stopped consulting. That's part of it. And in every scenario, they're the ones that I have the most difficulty getting to implement anything. Every single one of them.
And those are the ones that leave.
That leave.
Yeah.
They leave and they don't do anything.
Right.
They don't do anything. But then the ones that go full force and really implement everything and show up to the calls and do those kind of things, those guys are having explosive growth.
That's awesome.
I mean, I just talked to somebody yesterday who told me that from the day they met me to today, 173% growth.
That's incredible.
And they went 3 years consecutively with the same revenue.
Right. Yeah. No. I'll say this. So here's the story of me and Lewis. Right. So me and Lewis went to high school together. Same neighborhood. You know, a lot of history there. Right. Separated. You know, life happens. Right. And then a year ago, around this time, actually, you know, you call me up and you were talking about how because I have a video production company, and if we can like help
Do some videos,
you know, do some videos here in Atlanta. I was like, yeah, for sure. He had just started the consulting company, and I was seeing what he was doing with these other businesses. And he kept telling me, he's like, "Yo, you can really grow your business. You have a $1 million business. You just don't know how to do that." And I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, familiarity breeds contempt sometimes. But and I was like, oh, this is my boy from high school. And 2 months in, 3 months in, he's like, you really should listen to me. He's like, and I can give you I can give you this information for free.
Yeah.
But the problem is, until you come out of pocket and really like invest in it, that's when you start to unlock things, right? And I didn't understand at the time. I was just like, all right, man, what do what do you need? And he's like, well, this is how much I charge. And I was like, all right, fine. Did it, put it down. And it wasn't but like 2 or 3 weeks later, we're just like, boom, things just started happening.
Yeah, I think you 5X within 60 days or something like that. Yeah, it was insane. I think that and that's a lesson, by the way, that I think listeners need to, and that's stop bartering your services.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of times we barter, we go, I'll give you this mug for your water, instead of saying, I will pay you $1 for your water, and then if you want my mug, it's $2. Like, I really believe you just pay people for their service, and they pay you for their service. The relationship's clean, and there's no like animosity that one's giving more value than the other, because you're paying for whatever the value is. And that does trigger something different in your mind. Like, you begin to think differently about what you just paid for versus what you just gave for free. Yeah.
Well, and the mindset stuff too, right? Like the mindset issues of like the holding back, the afraid to take risk on just mentorship in general, right? Like sometimes you can pay for marketing and you'll know that, well, at least you're getting money, you're getting some ROI. Sort of ROI. But with mentorship, it's not really, can't quantify it.
Yeah. I mean, it's very hard. It's it's amazing to me because I was telling somebody this the other day, and we go from kindergarten to high school. We learn. We don't ask for money. We just learn. Then we go to college. We learn. We don't ask for money. And then you get out into the workforce, and it's like if you don't see a direct response to what you're doing in terms of money, then all of a sudden it's not working.
Right.
And you don't realize all those years that it took for you to even get to your point where you are today. And sometimes in your business, it takes more years of working your business before you see an ROI, whether it's marketing or mentorship. So it's weird how we kind of view those things. You have I saw this the other day where they attributed this to Elon Musk. I don't know if this is true, but where it was a meme that said, it's amazing that our government will give people $100,000 to go to school, for which has no value, but won't give you $10,000 to start your own business.
Right.
It's impossible to get that and so we've put this high emphasis on education, but we haven't put an emphasis on delayed gratification, on truly understanding how to grow things, how to make money, how to develop a business, how to be a great employee. It's all about like, what did you learn in school? Which I know people who don't have college degrees that are much smarter than people who have college degrees.
Absolutely. So talk to me about mindset issues and some of the things that you've seen with some of your clients on just like mindset issues and what's holding them back in that area. The
biggest thing is fear. Many people have the fear of, they call it imposter syndrome. So many people just feel like they're not worthy. Somebody else has done it. And I have this saying that I tell my clients is that every person has a natural attraction to a certain group of people. So like you have a natural attraction to a certain group of people that I don't have. I have a natural attraction to certain people. You have a natural attraction to certain people. And so many entrepreneurs, they have the mindset, well, Armando's already doing this, so like there's no space for me.
Right.
And what I have to tell them is, no, he's attracting his group. You need to attract your group. You have a group of people who are naturally going to want to hire you. The way you look, the way you speak, the way where you live, the way you carry yourself, like they want you. And so that is probably one of the greatest things that you have to overcome, because until you realize that that's the case, you will continue to operate in this imposter syndrome mentality where I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, and therefore my business can't grow because someone else is already doing it.
Right. Well, you know, it's funny. I just had a sales call with a bride for Dat Band, and we were talking, and we can tell that we mesh.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're speaking the same language, and she's like, you know, I've been, you know, you guys are like the fifth band that I talk to,
Exactly.
you know, and it's just like every time I get on the phone with some of these people, it's just not working, you know. And I'm like, hey, I said same here, and what's good about where we are in our business too is that we don't necessarily need to take everybody
For sure.
either,
Right.
and we don't have that desperation.
Right.
So if we know that we're gonna have a hard time with this bride and she's not trusting what we're doing, then I'm like, you know what, that's probably not a good fit, and that's
Right.
okay. You know what I mean? Like I don't really want to go down that path and aggravate myself, because time is the only commodity that we have that's worth really anything.
Absolutely. Yep.
So mindset you're saying is a lot of fear stuff. What about sales?
I think sales is the word desperation. Many people sell through desperation. Like, I have to have this client. Like, I gotta have him. I gotta convert this person. And that's a mindset roadblock, because the more you feel that desperation, the person also feels the desperation. They sense it. They're like, why is this person begging me to work with them?
Right.
And so that's a big problem.
Yeah, it's kind of like dating, right?
Yeah, I mean, you wanna be interested, but not too interested.
Right.
You want the sale, but not too much.
So what do you say if you want, like, if you're looking for a whale client, you know that it would be a perfect fit.
Yeah.
How are you approaching them so that you're not looking desperate, but you know you're marrying that?
So if you're trying to get a big client, I always say you got to figure out what the pain point is, know that you have a solution for it, and make sure that they understand that it's not that the fee is not that expensive. Like, I just actually signed up a new client, $8 million firm out in the Northeast, and the first thing I wanted to know, because he already has a big business, he has 50, 60 employees, I just wanted to know, what are the problems he's had? Like, what's the problem? He has 50 employees. He's an $8 million firm. Like, what's the problem? Like,
things are going well.
Yeah, things are going well. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what there is a problem. He called because there is a problem, and I want to know what that problem is. And so I usually just spend about 10, 15 minutes figuring out what the problem is. Now, you don't want to lie and say you have a solution if you don't. But if you have a solution to that person's problem, which is what selling a service is all about, is providing solutions to problems, you want to make sure on the call you tell them what the solution is. But you have to tell them with confidence. And so in his particular situation, what his problem was, he was an $8 million firm, but it had taken him like 10, 15 years to get there. And he saw that we had gone from about 3 to 25 million in 2 years. His problem was speed of scale, right? He wanted to grow faster. That was his problem. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, if he wants to grow faster, what are the 3 things I can tell him on this call to let him know how to grow faster? And as I started digging in, I realized he wasn't growing fast enough because he didn't know the right operational systems. His marketing was good, but not great. And he did not have a good plan for the future. And as soon as I knew those 3 things, and this is a successful guy, this is not a knock on him at all, but as soon as I knew those 3 things, I immediately answered. And I said, well, one of the things we can do is help you operate your systems more efficiently. We can help you put together a marketing plan, ... And I started walking him through it. And by the time I finished that, I didn't even have to tell him how much it was. He was ready to sign up. And so that's how you get the bigger clients. And I think that's whether it's a bride or you're owning a barbershop or whatever. It's, you're
So you gave him something of value up front.
Of course, yeah. And so like now I'm on the new website that we're pushing out. to entice the person to call, because we're going to do a 15-minute discovery call, I'm offering a $1,000 value add for that free 15 minutes. So not only do you get free 15 minutes, I guarantee you'll get $1,000 value in that 15 minutes. Like, who's going to turn that down? People are going to call. People are going to want the call just to hear what does that even sound like?
That's good.
Yeah.
So you're giving but it's information.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. Yeah. And in the legal industry, it's in your case too, because what you charge, I don't have to give them much to get $1,000 worth of value. If I help you generate one more client, that's $1,000 worth of value. And
Right.
I can do that on every
I feel
call.
like that's more than $1,000 worth of value.
Oh, for sure. Because
Yeah.
like the average value of a case in law is like about $6,000-7,000.
Sure.
Let's write that down. We're gonna write that down. We're gonna give that a value. 1,000. I mean, I could give $1,000 worth of free advice. You know, for social media marketing and
Yeah.
just this podcast in general has changed my business.
Yeah. for
I've
sure.
I've invited people that I wanna work with
Yeah.
and sell to, and I invite them to the podcast. They come on. Boom. So that's a tip for y'all. If you guys are wanting to up your sales, start a podcast about your industry and invite the people that you want to sell to.
I agree.
It works.
Good strategy.
It works. Yeah. All right. I've got some questions for you.
Okay.
Some fun stuff. What's your favorite band?
Dat band.
I'll pay you later. I'll pay you later.
This message has been brought to you by Dat Band.
Seriously though, who's your
I
favorite band?
don't know if I have a favorite band. I mean, I listen to a lot of Spanish music, and so I recently found out that what I listen to is called Spanish trap. I thought it was kind of reggaeton, and many people don't know the difference between reggaeton and Spanish trap, and it has to do with the vulgarity of what they actually sing. So I'm like, I need to get my mind right.
So
I'm over
Spanish
here.
trap is more vulgar.
Yeah,
than
like you can't even
reggaeton?
play,
Okay.
you can't
Well,
even play it on the
You
radio.
know what trap music is, right?
It's like from a trap house. Yeah.
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 No,
Are
but
you
it's
familiar
like,
with trap music?
What's a trap house? Tell
Trap-
the
oh my
white
gosh.
kid what a trap house is.
It's it's where the drug deals and all of that stuff is going on.
It's like a crack house.
Yeah, it's a trap house. I mean, it doesn't
Except they're
necessarily
sales.
need to be crack.
Yeah, it's their sales.
It's a
happening.
sales house.
It's
It's a sales
okay.
house.
Like
You
there
know
was
what I
that
mean?
house in Atlanta, that pink house that was. There's a rapper that had a house and it was called the
Yeah.
Trap House, and he
Yeah.
painted it pink. And,
Yeah, yeah.
And he painted the word trap on the front of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but they're doing sales, and it's
They're
just like
doing
a-
sales.
It's like an economic
They're
center.
absolutely. It's
It's
an
an
economic center.
yeah.
It's a summit.
So they don't.
If
They
you
don't.
will.
It's
Those
summit.
guys.
It's a
if
street
you will.
summit.
Those guys
If you
aren't
will.
bartering either. They don't do barter.
They don't barter. No, we don't barter here.
I don't know. I've seen it happen. I've seen bartering happen in that community. It's but they should absolutely follow your advice on that.
How often are you in that community, Armando?
I'm not in that community at all, ever. Don't.
But
ask
that's the
me
type
those
of that's the type
questions.
of music that I like, by the way, just to get us back into the.
You know
Spanish
what?
trap
Let me
music,
tell you
alright?
something. I like some like ghetto thug, just downright dirty music as well. There's a song called "Face Down" by DJ Mustard.
Okay.
I
haven't heard it.
Oh man, it goes hard.
Yeah.
I can
It
only
goes
imagine what that song is about. With a
Aaron
name
loves
like
that song, right, Aaron? Love that song. He does. He loves it. All right. What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
To be honest with you, I don't think I've done a lot of crazy things. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've done.
Do you know the story about you may or may not know the story about your dad. He told me this in the Legacy video. One of the craziest things he's ever done was he was in Saudi Arabia, and he said he could talk about it now because the statute of limitations. Is it statute or statue?
It's
a statue?
but it's people say statue.
The statue of
The statue
limitations.
of
It's spelled
limitations.
with a T. Yeah.
A statute.
Where is that statue located? The
The
statue of limitations.
It's in Washington D.C.
Y'all should put a statue up front when you guys get the
And it
building,
just says at the
and
bottom,
it's just the statue of limitations.
No,
and
it
this
just
is
says
where it is.
limitation.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It just says
It's
limitations.
right?
Yeah.
And that's where it is. And then when people ask, to be like, "Oh, it's over
in the
here.
lobby
It's,
downstairs.
Over by the statue of
it's the Baker
limitations.
Scott building. It's the statue of limitations." So what he told me was that he was, in the military, obviously, and it was in Saudi Arabia, and over there, they have the religion police.
All right, you can't be Christian.
Yeah, it can't be Christian over there. And so he found a pizzeria that it was Indians that were like running this pizzeria, and they found out that he was Christian, and they were like, "Can you get us some Bibles for the pizza?" And so he's about 280 Bibles he brought to the to
That's
the
punishable by
pizzeria.
death.
Yeah, well, and I don't know if it was punishable by death, but he said like at least
apostasy.
5 years.
It was like apostasy or something like that.
Yeah, it was 5 years if he would have got caught doing that. That was crazy.
I didn't do anything like that.
No,
I didn't do anything. I don't have any crazy stories.
no crazy stories. Nothing that like you're all like, oh my God, this is happening right now. Jumping out of a plane?
No jumping out of a plane. I just
jumping?
haven't really done anything that's like a wow.
I don't know. I think trying to start 10 businesses, like that's
pretty
crazy,
crazy.
but that's bold.
I don't know if I've had a single event that's been like super crazy.
Well, what are you afraid of?
Snakes.
Snakes. Have you ever done anything with a snake?
No.
Like never?
No.
Grab the
I
snake?
used to say if I ever see a snake in my house, I'm going to burn the place down. And the other day, I actually saw an article of a guy who had a snake in his house and tried to smoke it out and actually burned his house down.
That's you in an alternate universe.
Yeah, that's like, I was like, that's my man right there. That's my man.
Snakes take care of the mice and the rats.
Yeah,
They
yeah, you
get
gotta
rid of
keep
those things for
But
you.
I would prefer not to have mice and rats in the house either.
Yeah.
Like that has a preference.
That's true too.
Which one is worse? Snakes are worse than
Definitely
the mice and a
snakes.
rat?
Definitely
Yeah?
snakes, yeah.
Okay.
So do you feel like you need to face that fear in some kind of way?
I've never had that desire to face that fear. There's some fears you don't have to face in life.
Do you feel like it could unlock some things if you faced it somehow?
No, I don't feel that way.
Because we have a snake actually. Can you guys bring
Bring
the
out the
snake?
snake right now. Very small little tiny garden snake. There are some fears you don't have to overcome. Like I'm afraid of heights and jumping out of a plane. I don't have to go skydiving.
No.
It doesn't. It's not going to improve my life.
But like looking out this window here wouldn't bother you. Or if we were
No, not if I'm in a building.
Yeah, you're good
It's just
with that.
like the idea of jumping out of a plane is not great for me.
Yeah,
Or
I
high
can't do it.
diving.
I can't
I
do
want
it.
to do it. I want to skydive.
Do you?
Yeah.
You haven't
I've
done
always
it
wanted-
though.
No. I will.
Yeah.
I will.
You will do it.
Oh yeah.
When?
At some point. Before I get too old.
Give us a
But
date.
I mean,
Give us a date.
Give us
Tell
a
me the
date,
date.
though.
like
It's
what's
never
his
gonna
name? George Bush was doing it at 90. He was
Yeah.
skydiving.
So
So
you
Was
gotta wait
he?
till you're 90?
Yeah.
Well, no, didn't he rappel out of a helicopter or something?
No, he was.
It was a full
He
skydive.
did tandem skydives like every year on his birthday up until like the year before when he was in a wheelchair. He couldn't do it anymore. But he was like 88, 89 years old, still doing tandem skydives every year on his
That's
birthday.
It's crazy.
Have you ever saved anybody's life?
I don't think so. Have you?
Have I ever saved anybody's life?
Like I pulled a piece of
maybe.
food out of my kid's throat.
There you go.
You know, kid choking on something. Dad instinct kicks in. You shove your fingers down there and yank it out.
Got it?
When you asked
get
that
it?
question, it made me think of Michael Scott, where he's like, "Have I ever saved anybody's life? I have my own." You know the suicide prevention episode where he saved his own life by not jumping off a
Yes.
building.
Yes,
That
yes.
show's wild.
Michael Scott's the best.
I feel like I saved a kid's life once. They were, the mom was nowhere to be found. It was a public pool, and the kids just
Was a kid drowning?
drowning.
Yeah.
And I just, I grabbed him. He was like, he was so happy.
3 feet of water kind of thing.
No, he was in the deep end. I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you in the deep end? Where's your mother?
The only time that I can think of actually doing like saving someone in some sort of capacity was when I was in high school. I was walking to practice, and the cheerleading team was doing their practice stunts and throwing people up in the air. And one of the girls, they were about to drop her, and I caught her.
Like you just happened to be at the right place, right
like,
time,
right
and you're
time,
like,
man.
yoink, I got you.
I just saw her coming down, and I boom caught her.
and then
And
you,
y'all
and then you
dated
took her to
after that.
prom, right?
Y'all dated
Did
after
not
that.
did not take her to prom, nothing like that. She probably forgot about it, and that was it.
But you've
I-
never forgotten.
I've never forgotten.
You've never forgotten.
I will
Maybe
never
she's
forget.
never forgotten either. Do you
Maybe.
remember who it is?
I do know who it is. I don't want to say her name.
You don't wanna say
I
her
know who it is though. If she watches this episode and she remembers, she should just reach out to me and say thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Did you
it.
say
should
thank
be
you?
like, you should be
I
like,
don't
look at me
remember.
now.
It was like 7. She was like 17 years old. I was like 17.
Right.
Or maybe I was a senior and she was like a freshman. Or
And you're
something.
still resentful because you never.
Because I never heard the thank you. It's 2 words. It's 2 words.
2 words.
Thank you. That's
Why
it.
didn't you
No, I'm
just say
kidding.
thank you?
She probably did. It's a long time ago, but That's the only time I could think of anything.
She probably said, "Ready? Okay."
Yeah.
That's what she said when you got her.
Wow.
That's exactly
What a
what she
stereotype. What a stereotype.
What's your favorite book?
Right now, one of my favorite books is The Four Agreements. I read it every year. I'm getting ready to read it again in January. And it's just essentially the four agreements you have to make to yourself. And one of those agreements is to not take things personally.
Yeah.
I've been talking to several people here in the firm and around, and people get so offended by everything. They take everything personally. Like, it's all of us do and say things that are wrong. Right. All of us.
Absolutely.
Even the most like safe person that doesn't do anything controversial does controversial stuff.
Right.
And I feel like we're living in a society where there's no grace whatsoever towards other people. Like, you can't make a mistake. Like, all those mistakes you made, you could never run for political office.
No.
I could never run for
Well,
political
actually,
office.
I could. You know,
You could.
no.
I
think I could.
With no shame.
I could.
Yeah.
I could do
You
it.
just
I
have
don't
to
think I
help.
could.
As a matter of fact, I will do it.
I will do it.
This is an announcement right here. Armando Leduc is running.
But the thing is that, the people in general will bring up your past and assume that that's your present.
Oh, yeah.
And I've just learned to not take things personally. Like, if somebody comes at me, I don't take it personally. I know they're having a bad day. I know that they're the ones going through something. And so that's one of the agreements, and that's really the one that I love the most out of that. I think his son just wrote the fifth agreement. But you can read the four agreements. It's just a great book. That's probably the one that I think about the most.
My theory behind all of this is the fact that we have it too good. Everything is just too good. There's no struggle.
Yeah.
And with no struggle, you have nothing to do, so you crave a struggle.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about the challenges that people are going through, I mean, I read an article the other day that Squid Games, have you guys seen Squid Games?
Oh, yeah.
I have not yet.
So somebody brought Squid Games to North Korea. They brought it from South Korea.
Oh, they smuggled it in. Okay.
They smuggled it in.
Yeah.
They executed the guy. Like, we don't even have to worry about stuff like that.
Right.
No matter how bad our society, no matter how bad we think, the society gets, policing gets, the government gets, today we don't worry about that kind of stuff.
We don't.
This guy was literally executed for bringing in a movie, and the people who bought the game, because he brought it on a USB drive, they were sentenced to life in prison. They were 17-year-old kids from a high school. Wow. Like, that's insane. And so
insane.
When I think about the context of our world and how bad it is in places like Venezuela or Cuba or North Korea, most of Latin America, most of Africa, when you think about how bad Russia, some of these places are to live, we are so blessed to be here.
Oh, yeah.
And we're so entitled.
Yeah. Well, it's the microwave society, too. If we can't get it now, then what good is it?
And it's with everything. It's not even with things. It's not even just getting things now. It's if I don't get my way now.
Right.
If I don't get what I should, this morning I was thinking about how many people want an income that satisfies their lifestyle, not their work ethic.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what we're living in. People want to get paid for the lifestyle that they want, not the work that they're willing to put in to get it.
Right. I'm looking at my daughter who's 2.5, and I'm like, if we don't change the expectations, you know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to grow up entitled.
Oh,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? And feel like, okay, yeah, everything is, I deserve it. Which, there, and it's a fine line too, right? You want the self-esteem to be there where you're supporting and, and being there, but you also want the discipline and the delayed gratification so that they don't just get their way.
The struggle at least I find, is that you want your kids to have the things that you didn't have.
Right.
And so there's that double-edged sword that you're playing. Like, well, if they have the things that I don't have, is it going to be too easy for them?
Yeah.
Are they going to feel entitled?
Well, there's a word before thing that a lot of people put is I want my children to have everything I didn't have, and that's not the solution. You can give them things you didn't have, but it doesn't have to be everything.
No, yeah,
you didn't
I
have.
agree with that.
That's how
100%.
you prevent it. When I go out to the aquarium, like we go to the aquarium, we have yearly passes to the aquarium. Every time they go to the aquarium, they want a stuffed animal. I'm not getting you another stuffed animal. Like, but you have like 25 stuffed animals that sit in a basket.
Yep.
Right. Especially my little one. He wants a stuffed animal everywhere he goes. He's going to be the adult that collects stuffed animals. He's not going to have a room with stuffed animals. And it's like, you got to tell him no. Like, I will give you the things you want, but not everything you want.
Right.
That's
Well,
what my kid's like that with Hot Wheels. Every time we go anywhere, you gotta buy a car. No, we don't have to buy a car.
Shaq said, I think this year, he told his kids, he's like, I'm wealthy. Y'all ain't wealthy.
Right.
Y'all don't have this money.
I saw that.
You know, so yeah, it's one of those things, you know, friend of mine who passed away, you know, grew up in a very, you know, well-off community, very well-off, you know, home, and was extremely, both of them, the two friends that are no longer here, they both grew up in a very, like, just well-to-do home, and, like, just didn't have the
Things were
they
handed
just
to them.
so unhappy. And I was like, and they didn't have to work for anything, and I'm like, man. And I think about the struggle that I've had, you know, with my life, where nothing was really handed to me,
Right.
you know, and it was just like, I'm happier for it, you know, and I'm looking at who was it, the Island Boys, the I'm a Island Boy.
Oh my gosh, I was singing that this morning.
Right, I saw him, and he's totally unhappy. He did this whole thing on TikTok.
Island Boys guy is?
Yeah, where he was just like, I'm not,
How
you
did
know,
they make money?
they're doing cameos now. Do you know Cameo?
Yeah, but how did they make their original money?
Off of this song, like they're only making it now. Like they made it, they're making
Because
it
of that
now
song.
because of that song. It's on Spotify too, but they're getting called to like do concerts.
That song is
and-
horrible.
I know, but it's making it happen.
But how did they get all the tattoos?
Oh, they probably went to a tattoo artist.
Yeah, that's the natural. I'm saying, like, because those tattoos are expensive. So,
Yeah,
like, they had to have had money before.
I mean,
that.
I don't know their story. I just know
see.
the guy's not happy right now. You know.
Well, if you sing that horribly, you can't be happy.
no.
He's not happy because he doesn't like the fame. Or?
Well, he just said you know, it was a whole story about how he sold his soul to the devil.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay,
This,
I don't know about this. What
it's a long story.
What,
It's
are,
gonna take
what
at
are
least 30
y'all's
minutes to
thoughts?
talk.
What are y'all's thoughts on that? Like selling your soul to the devil? Is that even possible?
I think it's metaphoric. Like it's a metaphor thing. It's all in your head. It's like, you know, you make a deal with the devil.
So is that how ghosts
it's-
work?
well, no, it's like-
if you
it's
believe
like-
there's
it's
ghosts,
like-
you'll see them.
What you did to get where you are. Like if you did it unscrupulously and you ended up successful, then that's your deal with the devil. You got to
Was that the deal with the devil? Just like shitty music?
maybe so.
Give me millions, I will sing.
Well, I mean,
my
like-
heart out.
That's what they said. What's the guy's name? Robert Johnson, the guy that supposedly invented the blues. You know, he went down to the crossroads and like met the devil, and he said, "I'll make you a great guitar player, but you got to give me your soul." Like that's the old story. Is that
Right.
he sold his soul to the devil, and he was able to create blues music.
But do you believe that that's the case?
No,
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing.
realistically, no.
If you believe in the spirit realm, and you believe that there's God, and you believe that there's angels, and you believe that there's a spiritual enemy, let's call them Satan and demons, I think that in the spirit realm, there's probably a possibility you could do it. I don't know how that's done. I've never gone to the store where you sell those kind of things.
Right,
Like,
right.
Is there a flea market?
You ever been
do
to the
this?
soul store?
The soul store where you sell your, you know, where's the flea market for selling your soul?
And what's he doing with the souls? Like, is it like the Matrix? He's like,
No, I
that's
think-
the energy?
I
Hey,
think
he-
he uses it for evil. He uses it for evil.
I thought it meant that when you die,
You go to
he
hell.
gets you.
Right.
That's what selling your soul to the devil
He
is.
does get you, yeah.
He's like recruiting.
He will give you all the worldly riches, but you will be ultimately unhappy, and when you die, you spend eternity with him.
Right.
I think that's pretty bizarre.
That's very bizarre. That's crazy.
I don't want to be involved in that transaction.
No. I read a.
It just depends on what he's offering, you know.
The world, we have a very finite world.
We do.
I don't want to sell myself for the eternal, and I don't want to sell myself.
I was reading an article about a new theory that's out that the galaxy is a neural network, like in a brain of some kind. So like the galaxies are like the brain cells. and
I've heard that theory before.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, there's no way of really knowing whether that's true or not. It's possible. That's like there's some people who say that we're living in a simulation. There are people that believe that.
What do you think?
I don't believe that we're living in a simulation. No.
What are your thoughts?
All I know is I feel like I did this podcast yesterday, and I'm doing it again. There's a glitch in my system.
Which pill did you take, Luis?
Oh, you've
Yeah,
done
the
a?
red
Did
or
you
the
do a
blue.
podcast yesterday?
I did. Yeah,
And
with
y'all were
you.
talking about
we
this?
were here. We were talking about this very. No, I'm
The
kidding.
ve-
I'm kidding. No, I
Mind
mean, I
blown.
obviously just being coming from a Christian background, I don't believe in those theories.
Sure.
But I could see why people would come up with those theories, because here's the thing: is that people are looking for the solution to the foundation of this world because they know inherently that there was a foundation of this world. See, like the idea that there was not a beginning of this world is usually negated by the fact that people are so interested in finding out when the beginning of the world was.
Right.
If there truly was no beginning, then there's no reason to continue to keep looking.
Right.
But you have so many people who negate the beginning, but yet spend their lifetime trying to find evidence that there was no beginning. Like, why are you so hell bent on letting people know that there's no beginning?
Right.
It's kind of like a lot of times people say that today there's no traditional atheist. It's more of like they're anti-theist. They're not really atheists, because if they just didn't believe in God, why do they spend so much time trying to convince everyone else
That he
there's no
doesn't
God?
exist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just leave it alone. If there's no God, there's no God. Let people live however they want to. But they're more anti-theist. They're like spending all their time trying. They have like this incessant need to convince people that he doesn't exist.
Right.
So same thing with the beginning of the world.
Does it? Do you think it kind of works the other way as well? That there are Christian. My mother's a minister, so I grew up Christian in the Christian church as well. But like, there are Christians that spend all their lives trying to prove to other people that God is real and that.
Well, no, but there's an incentive to that. And if you're a Christian, the incentive is that you believe that people are selling their souls to the devil and are going to go to hell forever. There's no incentive. If there's no God, there's no incentive in you convincing people there's no God. There's no incentive in that.
But not personally. There's not an incentive for
Or eternally.
anybody.
There's no
Okay.
eternal incentive either. Like, what's the eternal incentive to, like, if I come to you and I say, hey, there's no God, and you then begin to believe that there's no God, unless you're doing it for evil, then there's no eternal incentive. You die, there's no God, there's no God. You just die. Like, I guess you would have to take the position that religion is ruining the world.
I think there are people that definitely feel that.
For sure. I
Yeah.
mean, there's people that feel that. I mean, I think
All the major wars that have been fought have been fought over religion. For
Well,
time
we don't have
eternal.
enough. We don't have enough time
I
to
know.
really talk about
I'm
that.
just saying-
But
I'm
I
just
don't-
saying that they-
I don't think
that-
that's factually true. But if we looked up the statistics off camera, you would find that most of it was fought over political and power, not over religion.
But that's religion runs into that though a lot of times.
It does. It does. Unfortunately, it has been corrupted. But if you think of a lot of the wars in the past, it wasn't because of religion. I mean, the Civil War wasn't because of religion. The American Revolution wasn't because of religion. World War I wasn't because of religion. In fact, in the early 1900s, 100 million people died in wars unrelated to religion. So it's not factually true. I think that's what people say because it sounds good, and it's an easy thing to say because nobody will look it up. But if you truly look it up, it's actually not factually correct.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just
All
stating
right, yeah.
fact. Like I'm not taking a position on
No,
it.
for sure.
Have there been wars that have been fought for religion? For sure. I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about the Crusades, and depending on what side you're on, you would say that was a war of defense. Some people would say that was a war of defense, like they had no choice. But and if you think about the early Roman period, there was a lot of atheistic type of Roman emperors. They had no position in religion. They just didn't want religion to take over. See, like the early
They
Roman
didn't want
church,
to supersede their own rule.
of course.
Yeah.
In the earlier, the reason that the Roman Empire, and if you think about the Emperor Nero, the reason he came down so hard on Christianity was because it was spreading so fast. So, like, if you classify that as a war on religion, it was only a war on religion by the fact that they were persecuting Christians, not because the Christians were trying to attack them.
Oh, when I said that before, I didn't mean that like Christians caused all wars. That's not at all what I was trying to imply. But there's tons of war that have been fought over the years.
Here's what I have found out. If there's any point of disagreement in anything, there's going to be war. There's a war raging right now in inner cities, and it has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with drugs and money. See, and we don't talk about it like war. We say there's inner city violence. No, it's a war.
Yeah.
It's a war. That's what's happening right now. and it's happening in all of our cities around America. There's an actual war, and it has nothing to do with religion. And thousands of people, 22,000 people last year died by gun violence because of that war.
So what's the solution?
Well, I mean, I believe that contrary to the position that religion causes a lot of wars, I actually believe that the solution is that, to me, the violence of men can only be tempered by a relationship with God. If you truly, this is just my opinion, I know this is not espoused by everybody, I know this is not the purpose of this show, but if you truly believe in the goodness of all the characteristics of God, which is love, kindness, grace, mercy, forgiveness, if you believe in those tenets, then you will become less violent as a person.
Right.
And I think the further we stray from God, I believe that it makes us a little bit more carnal, in a sense. Like, we succumb to the carnality of life. Like, you know, I've never wanted to kill anybody, fight anybody, or anything like that. And I feel like I have a pretty strong relationship with God. Like, I actually love people and find grace and accommodate and find mercy and forgiveness. You know, the other day in my leadership lesson, I talked about how the way that we prevent our leadership blind spots is by understanding that everyone has them, including ourselves, and therefore we should show grace to other people. Like, that is to me, that's something that I learned as my dad being a pastor and growing up in that faith. But it's hard because there are a lot of Christians, to the argument of people who don't believe in what I'm saying. There are a lot of Christians who have perverted the religion, right? They have used it as a weapon against people, and that is just unfortunate.
Right.
But you know, I don't obviously belong to those groups of people, so it's tough. These are big issues.
Yeah,
big
issues. Well, Lewis is going to be running for office soon. Be on the lookout. He'll be on the ballot.
Man, I have been asked so many times to run. I don't want to.
What did you say? What do you say?
I don't want to get into politics.
It's hardcore, man.
Yeah, I don't want to get into
That's
it.
a whole nother world.
I want to run my business, love people, build people up, love my family, take care of my family, take care of my friends. That's like that. That's all I want to do.
There should be more people like that.
Agreed.
In politics.
That's all I want.
I think there's more people like that in the world.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just politics.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, we could all use more people like that.
All right. Well, y'all, thank you so much. This is Lewis Scott, everybody. We'll see y'all on the next one. Spaghetti on the Wall. Oh, wait. Tell them where they can find you. Tell them where
they can find me.
Sorry.
On Instagram, Louis Scott Jr. They can also find me online. And somebody told me the other day, you don't have to say www.
You don't have to say that anymore. No.
Oh.
Just go straight in.
http://
Please say that though. Please say that.
No, eightfigurefirm.com, Louis Scott Jr. on Instagram.
So you're not you're only working with lawyers and your friends, obviously.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No. I'm working with lawyers primarily.
Primarily. What if somebody that's not a lawyer wants to come by and
if somebody with a halfway decent business came by and was willing to pay the fee, I'd definitely consider it. But like that's not the market I'm going after.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Thanks,
all right,
Louis.
well, if you're a lawyer out there, please hit him up. Thank you so much. This is Spaghetti on the Wall. We'll see y'all in the next episode.